So, we've officially been banned by UEFA for overstating sponsorship revenue. 2 years. 2 years without Champions League. That's the ban. A 2-year ban from Champions League football. Any way you want to put it. A 2-year ban from European football. You could put it any way you want. But UEFA has made up its mind that they want to ban Man City. They want to cancel Man City. Basically, they want to use Manchester City as an example going forward that they will not be tolerating any financial fair play, cheating, whatever you want to call it, infringement, breaching, however you want to put it. They won't be tolerating it. They won't be condoning it. City accused of overstating sponsorship revenue, which basically means you only got $1, but you say you got 10. Basically. So you having 10 justifies you buying stuff for $8 when you never really should have afforded things for $8. That's how it is. That's how it is. This happened allegedly between 2012 and 2016. Back in 2014, which I'll get to, I want to talk about this in another video, City had financial fair play issues and they were fined. And seeing that the club has a lot of money, that was like nothing. That was just a slap on the wrist. They pay the fine and move on with their lives. The club has won 4 Premier League titles in the decade from 2010 to 2020, basically after the takeover. Before then, nothing. FA Cup, League Cup, but no Champions League. Pep Guardiola has failed to win the Champions League since he left Barcelona. And it seems as if his legacy as the manager of Manchester City Football Club will be without a Champions League trophy as well, just like his legacy at Bayern Munich. League titles, yes. No Champions League. Manchester City league titles revolutionized the Premier League in terms of the style that teams play. Playing it out from the back, possession-based, attacking style, high-press football that a lot of other teams have adapted. I'm not going to call names right now, but Pep was the one who started all of that. But how much longer would he be the manager of Manchester City with all of this chaos, with all the controversy going on right about now, with this hurricane going on right now, a typhoon? It's a disaster going on right about now. How long would Pep Guardiola be the manager of Manchester City? Would Pep Guardiola stick around to see out this storm? Or would Pep say, listen, man, I'm packing my bags and I'm leaving on to the next adventure. This one, it was fun while it lasted, but oh man, I don't want no part of this. This is going to taint my legacy. Does Pep Guardiola do that, or does he see out his contract? Pep Guardiola has never been sacked. Am I correct? He has never been sacked. He leaves on his own accord. His contract isn't up until 2021, the end of the 2020-21 season. He hasn't signed a contract extension like Jurgen Klopp did. Is Pep going to see out the next season? And is he going to extend his contract? You want to know what I think? I don't think Pep is going to extend his contract. I don't think so. Will he see out his contract? There's a possibility. There's a possibility pending the appeal. Because we don't know what's going to happen yet. UEFA imposed the 2-year ban, but City will appeal and to the Court of Arbitration of Sport, which is an independent body from UEFA. And they're going to look into all the details, evidence, whatever they have, and say, listen, this ban is fair or this ban is unfair. Or, listen, not enough evidence to prosecute Manchester City, you got to throw this out. Or if you prosecute Manchester City, what about this club, that club, you know? Or is the crime past its statute of, limitations? So, it's a tricky situation, but what I really want to talk about is Pep Guardiola. Is Pep going to stay? I want to hear what you guys think as well. Is Pep Guardiola going to stick around and see this out? It's really hard. But to me, what I think is going to happen with the Pep Guardiola situation, I actually see Pep leaving. I see Pep leaving. I'm not going to sit here and be all optimistic and, oh yeah, this is what's going to happen. I could be wrong. Don't get me. Listen, I could be wrong here. But I think Pep has been at City for a long time. He has been here for a long time. This is his 4th season. He may go on to manage for a 5th season, but I don't see him going past that. He has done what he had to do. He won 2 titles. This might be his last chance, his last year to win a Champions League title for Manchester City. And with all the pressure on, with all the controversy surrounding City right now, it would be crazy. It would be crazy if the players and Pep Guardiola just say, listen, man, we're going to do this for City. At least we're going to do this for City. If it so happens that we do receive the 2-year ban and we won't be in the Champions League nor the Club World Cup or whatever for the next 2 years, we are going to go out with this Champions League title. And I know people are saying that because City committed these crimes, these heinous financial crimes, cooking their books and all of that, that they should be retroactively punished. But I don't think it works. I really don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think all of that is going to happen and they're going to get their title or their trophies won between 2012 and 2016 stripped. I don't think that is fair. Seriously, I don't think it's fair. But I could also see it from a standpoint where that could also happen. For real, that could also happen too, because it makes sense and it doesn't make sense in a way. You understand? It's a very, very tricky thing we're dealing with here. Guys, just sit back and think about it. It's a very, very tricky thing we're dealing with here. Because if they're going to clamp down on Manchester City for this, it can't be City being the only team doing this. There has to be other situations of teams doing, like, I know you guys are talking about PSG. I'm not going to go too much off. The topic is still on Pep Guardiola here. I know you guys are talking about PSG, but PSG has spent a lot of money. Like the whole Neymar thing. That deal is kind of fishy, and the Mbappe and all the money they have spent. AC Milan got banned from Europa League. this season after what they did for the past 2 seasons when they, some Chinese money came in and they just went crazy with the spending. So UEFA are trying to make an example of Manchester City here. But with Pep Guardiola, in regards to Pep Guardiola, I don't see, if this thing goes really, really sour, from now until the next season and the appeal process is not so lengthy and we know exactly what's going to happen if the ban is going to be upheld or not, we will know Pep Guardiola's fate. And I'm thinking, and this has been playing over in my head so many times. Remember, Pep Guardiola has been linked to a move to Juventus, time and time. Juventus. Or he could go back to Barcelona. But it's the Juventus one that's been thinking in my head a lot. And a lot of times when these things are in my head, I'm right. Pep could leave for Juventus. And I'm saying this without reading anything, watching other people's videos and getting any ideas. This is all me. Pep Guardiola is going to manage Juventus. If it doesn't happen next season, the 2020-21 season, it's going to happen the following season if he sees out his contract. I could see Juventus getting rid of Maurizio Sarri because I could actually see Inter Milan winning the Scudetto this season. With the business that they have done, they got to watch themselves too. Chinese takeover and they've been spending a lot. They got to watch themselves too. Who knows? They could be under investigation. We don't know. But I'm just saying. Inter, I have a strong feeling is going to win the Italian Serie A this season. Maurizio Sarri may get sacked during the summer or early next season, and I could see Pep Guardiola taking over. That's what I think will happen with Pep Guardiola. Are we going to win the Champions League this season? Is Pep Guardiola and his boys going to rally and win the Champions League this season? We got to get past Real Madrid first. And this thing is going to be a monkey on our shoulders. This is going to be a monkey on our backs. This is going to be a shadow looming over us as every Champions League minute ticks on. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult to get past a situation like this. It is going to be difficult. Sources are even saying that we could be docked Premier League points when next season or whatever. I don't know. These things are just being thrown out there. I don't know if people are making these things up to get clicks or whatnot I don't know what's going on, guys. But if Manchester City is banned from the Champions League next season and the season after, whoever comes in fifth will take the spot. We could see a team like Wolves or Sheffield United, or this could be Manchester United's way back into the Champions League, or Arsenal. We don't know. Or even an Everton climbing up the ladder. You don't know what. This could be Tottenham's way of getting into the Champions League next season. But will Pep Guardiola stay and fight? Well, I'm saying, if the whole Premier League thing happened, with us getting docked points, City has been so good that they can literally dock 15 points and Manchester City still qualify for the Champions League. Well, still finish in the Champions League places. It wouldn't matter anyways, but there's going to be repercussions. Is Manchester City going to be an attractive club? A player's going to want to come to City. seeing that they won't be playing Champions League football. A player's going to want to be associated with Manchester City with all this going on. Guys, I think yes. We've seen it happen with Juventus and teams that has dealt with bigger controversies than this. They still attract players. They still attract quality players. But in terms of the whole Pep Guardiola thing, guys, I could see Pep moving to Juventus in the near future. I want you to tell me what you think. I'm going to keep talking about this thing in the next upcoming days. You'll see a lot of, I need to get to the whole, I need to just understand what's going on. I need to just wrap my mind around this thing. It's an embarrassing situation to be in as a Manchester City fan and having to come on here to talk to people, show my face, but at least I'm brave, So for the people who are like sitting behind their computers or behind their phone screens talking about man shitty and man cheaty and all these things, you're just cowards. It's simple. You're just cowards. Why don't you give some insight? Give some insight and sound like someone who, has a brain and not just, screaming out expletives and all the nonsense out your mouth. So let's see how this situation pans out. I know a lot of the people out there, they don't like City. They don't like how we have risen to glory. And they're just happy that all this is happening. They're saying, listen, man, it's about time. It's about time this happened to you. But in these dark times, we as City fans, if you're watching this and you're a City fan, you have to we got to stick together and we got to fight. We'll survive. The club has been through dark times before. And look at where we are now. We're on top, but it's getting dark. It's getting very, very dark again. Not a good season in terms of being 22 points behind the leaders, Liverpool. And now we're being hit with this 2-year Champions League ban. But it's not the end of the world. Is it the end of the world? We have teams in the Premier League who has never played in the Champions League. They're still in existence. All across Europe, there's teams like that. We will survive. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. But the thing is, are the players going to want to stick around without playing European football? Or is the manager Pep Guardiola going to want to stick around without playing European football? That's the thing. That's the way I'm getting at. So let's see how this thing plays out. And let's see how it affects the players, the manager, and overall, the club. The fans will be here. At least the real ones, like myself, will be here. Guys, I'm your boy Dominic Rich. Just wanted to share some more insight on this whole situation. Talking about it from an angle of whether we will still have Pep Guardiola at the club going forward. I'll be back with more from a different standpoint. Guys, I'm your boy Dominic Rich. If you're new around here, consider hitting the subscribe button. Smash the thumbs up button. Head on over to cardsplug.com, guys. If you want to get one of these lovely cards for your wall. All the links will be in the description box down below. Use the coupon code Dominic Rich FC to get yourself 20% off or 15% off for a limited time only. I think the 20% is temporary, but the base discount is 15%. Just go on over to the site, try it out. You love it. So, from your boy Dominic Rich, thanks for watching. Peace out. Rich Squad.